starting the stream. And I believe we are live and the audio seems like it should be working properly. So, hello everyone and welcome to Adventure on So Many Levels. We're going to play some Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and decibels. If you cannot hear this, then say so now.
Papers and paychecks.
I am Christiana Ellis, and I am the Dungeon Master. Our players tonight, Paul Fisher as Garland, a.k.a. Zinhorn.
Good evening.
Jenny Meltzer as Nightshade, a.k.a. Zaleen.
Hello.
Mark Kilfoyle as Indigo, a.k.a. Vertigo, a.k.a. Nedry.
Time, beginnings, and endings don't really mean is what we thought was where what.
And Starla Hutchton as Primrose, a.k.a. Lynn.
Hello, friends.
So, brief programming note that you may or may not have already noticed that last week was an episode that we initially called 114, but the reason that this week's episode is 114 again is because technical difficulties prevented any of my audio from being recorded in last week's stream. So, whoops, my bad.
It was the best performance any of us have done. Like, we hit the notes perfectly.
Staggering.
Yeah.
Jenny's up for an Oscar.
I know,
Yeah.
because my lines were like so on point.
They'll never
Yes,
know I
I-
wasn't
Perfect
there.
delivery.
It was it was perhaps the best of all things, but tragically I ruined it. But in any case, thankfully, at least it was our side adventure, so not part of our main story of the Pocket Protectors. So, alas, I don't think there's anything I can do to recover that episode in a meaningful way. But tonight we continue with what will now be 114 instead of the Lost 114. So, on that note, when last we left our heroes, the Pocket Protectors, aka the Scare Stoppers, a division of the Frighteneers, they were in the moon-shadowed sea at the resting place of a Titan, the last Titan, confronting the Lady Despair for possession of the Diamond of Infinite Facets. And it was tough going there for a little while. You had to deal with a lot of charmed treasure hunters. And then, of course, the Lady Despair herself. But through cleverness and quick thinking and telepathic connection to the Titan, you discovered that the Titan was, in fact, creating the magic of the moon-shadowed sea through its grief for the lost world of the Titans. And Zaleen, through her connection to the Mistress of the Dark, was able to help it choose to pass on. But this meant, suddenly, the collapse of this region that we know as the Moon-Shadowed Sea. All of this happening at the same time as your heroic defeat of the Lady Despair. You snagged the Diamond of Infinite Facets just in time for you to urge everyone else to evacuate, and then evacuate yourself through a magical gate spell created by one of your magical artifacts, a Midnight Stone tablet that you've had in your bag for quite a while. So, this is what happens. We last saw our heroes disappearing into this gate. The intent being to travel back to the Fae Court. But as we turn our camera back on for this session, we begin with Primrose. Or is it Lynn? It still feels a little fuzzy. But you are not in the Fae Court, and you are with friends, but not the ones you expected to be with. You find that you are back in the Flying Castle, Sunia di un Turbella. looking at Yobert and Brennan and Sorshana and Sequential. But as you do, they're looking horrified because they're gathered around Yobert, who has collapsed and seems to not be breathing. They look to you and say, "What happened?"
I'm not really sure why I'm here. That
I'm pretty
shouldn't
sure
have
we
happened, I
killed the
don't
Lady
think.
Despair.
No, this is just Carolina who's here. The
Oh.
rest of you are not here.
Oh.
I thought we fixed it. It's um
Suddenly,
Lady
the floor lurches under you. And Brennan says, "Sunia, what is it? Sunia?" And suddenly, you're all in free fall.
Screaming ensues, trying to grab hold of anything. Just kind of like arms wrapped around a pillar, going, I believe, I believe, I believe, I believe. No idea what's happening.
So you reach out. You're trying to connect with Sunia?
Yeah.
With just the I believe, or
Yes, because I believe very hard, and I know she can do it.
yeah. Here's the thing: is that as you reach out with this telepathy, you don't. I mean, it feels as though you should have this just sense of her presence, but you don't.
Oh,
The castle
okay.
feels empty. And as you look at everyone sort of struggling to hold on to something as you're all in free fall, you look over and Yobert seems to not be moving. He's limp.
Okay. Panic. I can't reach my loot, so I can't do levitate. I don't know that would work anyway. Yeah, I guess I would hit him with healing word to see if that works.
Nothing. You find that your magic is not able to connect to him.
What
You
is
feel
going on?
the spell expend, but it doesn't work. And Sorashana manages to push off of something and veer up to you and grab you and say, "What did you do?"
But we fixed it.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Wow, it's been a minute. Okay. Saving throws. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
12.
As you find yourself freezing up in panic, you, out of the corner of your eye, can see through one of the windows that the ground is getting closer and closer. We're now going to cut over to Nedry. Nedry, you find yourself on that balcony presentation area in the Fey Court, but something's wrong. First of all, none of your friends are here with you. And also, there doesn't seem to be anyone else here either. None of the Archfey are up on their thrones. None of the courtiers or other residents of this grove are here. And all of the trees and the plants look dead.
Hello? Where are they? Is anybody here? Where's here?
Your voice echoes somewhat flatly in the air. It feels very still and the smells musty.
Probably open his mind up with the sense. What was it called? What? How do we do this now? Spells. I used to know.
You do have your telepathy feat.
There's also the spell that detect thoughts. That's
Yeah.
it, because it can be used kind of as a beacon in the area, and he'll just kind of pulse that out to try to find anyone. as well as kind of walking through and
Right. So for a while, you're reaching out with this, and at least within the range that the spell provides, you don't detect anyone. But then you get sort of a strange, like, feedback effect. And like somehow you're detecting something, but it hurts your head to try to like zero in on it. You think you could kind of follow you know the general direction, but like the more you try to connect telepathically, it gives you a splitting headache.
well, he'd persevere in that direction. Probably summon up an intellect fortress to try to protect his mind. Trying to both be open and closed at the same time, which is where he's at, I guess, mentally right now anyway.
Yeah.
And still keep calling out, both with the telepathy needs a target, so it would be kind of just reaching, but voice would be there. Um, Possibly even just firing off random spells to make sparks or flames or different
I
things
mean,
appear.
your
So
magic seems to be functioning as you would expect, although it has a sort of strange adjustment. Like it requires a little bit of getting used to settling back into this magic after being exposed to the different magical environment in the Moonshadowed Sea. But as you try to zero in on this signal, you find curled up on a bench in a dust covered gazebo, you see the small figure of a gnome. And then as you get a closer look, it's you, sort of. Not as you are now, but the you that began this adventure all these weeks and months ago. The you that had never been anywhere but, Pashan, the you that had not met your fellow party members. And worse, the robes are filthy and tattered, and they look like they have like sunken cheeks and bags under the eyes, like they haven't been eating or drinking properly for a while. And when they see you, they say, "No, no, 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 it's not real, it's not real, it's not real, it's not real."
an effective strategy, but not necessarily in this particular case. You shouldn't be here. I don't remember this.
They run away.
I think Nidri would cast Hold Person on that farm to. No, please wait.
Okay. It works, and not only does it work, but like it feels kind of startlingly easy and powerful when you spell. Like it requires virtually no effort on your part. It just works, and they freeze, and you hear them just kind of whimpering.
Please, I don't mean me any harm. You? Why? And he'll kind of walk around to face. Please don't run away. You have to. We have to see, to know, to understand, to be, to grow, to change.
So, are you still holding them?
Yes.
Okay. I mean, they can't reply, but their eyes are wide and they look terrified.
It's okay. I won't hurt us. And he'll release it. He'll kind of reach out and try to put a calming hand on the shoulder.
Okay. They definitely shy away. And they say, You're not real, you're just the nightmare."
Am I? That could be true. There must be some tests we can do. Plans. Questions we can
You
ask.
took me over. You controlled my body. You made me do such horrible things.
Did I?
I should have never put on that circlet.
Oh. I did, didn't I?
Kind of reach up to see if it's still there.
And as you do, you feel it on you.
Oh. Choices are dangerous. Necessary, but dangerous. Many things are necessary, but dangerous.
This other figure looks around at the devastation here in the fake court, and she says, "Why was this necessary?"
I don't remember. But there would have been a plan. A reason.
If you really don't remember, then you're the lucky one, because I do.
Memory is everything. Do not have your memory. It is a robbing of everything that I believe in. So I don't know if I'm the lucky one.
You gave those memories up yourself in exchange for power.
That does not sound untrue.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Let's see. Is it a magical effect?
Yes.
16.
Okay.
Oh, that still says Vec.
Oh.
Who is this Vec person?
But yeah, I think the you see that this figure of yourself is starting to look like almost translucent, and they look up at you afraid, and as you watch, you feel your hand reaching out to them, and you see their essence just get like absorbed into your hand, and you feel strong.
Maybe now I will remember. Maybe now I want to forget that was who I was.
So now we're going to cut over to Zinhorn. You are in the orphanage back in Pashan. And as you look, you see all the children like huddled, hiding under their beds. And your friend, was it Father Wilfram? Trying to calm them. But as you watch and see this, you are feeling tremors under your feet.
Can I tell which way they're coming from?
It feels like an earthquake. Like the whole ground, the whole building is shaking.
I start trying to get everybody outside.
Father Wilfram looks up at you and he's shocked. It's, Zinhorn, what are you doing here?
I don't know, but we need to get outside if there feels like an earthquake.
What are you talking about? Outside? It's a death sentence outside. How do you not know this? Where did you come from?
I just finished a battle. There was a Titan and the Lady Despair, a high elf court. I think I
When
killed
you say, like, he doesn't look like he hears anything after you say the word Titan. And he looks at you and he just says, "You and your friends released a Titan
We let it die.
Is that what happened?
It died.
Well, Zinhorn, my boy, perhaps you meant well. But if you think it died, perhaps you should look out the window right now.
I can go and look out the window.
You see, towering above the skyline of Pashan, is a creature. To say gargantuan is trivial compared to this thing. It's the tallest buildings in Pashan come up to perhaps its waist. And as it steps through the city, it crushes entire buildings beneath its steps. And then it roars, and you feel the building shake, plaster falls from the roof, and your mind is rattled by this sound, which is not merely sound acoustic waves, but also a psychic scream that sends everyone trembling. But what you hear there in that scream is it calling your name in anger.
If I did this, then I'll pay the price. And I drop my stuff and go outside, and I fly up.
And you see it turn and look at you, and its shape seems to transform moment by moment, being almost like some kind of reptile one moment, then covered with tentacles and slime the next. But you sense an enormous green eye lock with yours, and you suddenly feel like you can't move, but you don't fall. You're suspended in air as it steps towards you, and you watch it crushing buildings on its way. And you see it not merely incidentally crushing buildings, but every so often waving a limb and pushing over a building that's not even in its way, all while locking eyes with you. Make a wisdom saving throw.
$26.
Okay. We are going to come back to you in a moment. But first, Zaylene, you find yourself in the Reclaimer's mansion where the others first found you, but there's no one else here. You just kind of come to consciousness in a pile of debris. The house is quiet around you.
Lynn?
Nothing.
I will get up
Okay.
and start to creep around.
All right. As you are starting to look around, are you calling out? Are you still yelling?
Yeah.
Okay. As you inspect a few more rooms, you hear, in response to your call, you hear what sounds like like wooden splinters of some kind shifting across the floor, and then perhaps shuffled footsteps down the hallway.
I will try to. Did it sound menacing?
I
Like
mean,
splintered?
it
Yeah.
sound. I mean, it sounded like broken furniture pieces on the floor getting scooted along the floor by something.
I will creep quietly in that direction
Okay.
to see if I can see what's happening.
You see a a figure in silhouette from the light at the end of this hallway. And it's a humanoid figure, but it doesn't take you more than a split second to realize that something's wrong in their shuffling walk. And there's not even really standard breathing, but it's making kind of raspy moaning sounds as it shuffles in your direction.
Can I sense like undead?
Yes.
I'm going to cautiously keep approaching
Mm-hmm.
with my hand on the hilt of the blade I took from Baldu,
Okay.
the shade blade,
Right.
and keep moving forward.
It is shuffling in your direction, but otherwise does not seem to change its behavior or demeanor in any way as you move towards you. It's still just shuffling towards you.
Does it see me? Like, does it look like it knows I'm there, or can I tell?
I mean, it looked like it was trying to come this way towards you before, and it still is. But
Okay.
it's difficult to get a sense.
As I get closer, can I make out any features? Does it look like?
You don't recognize who it is, but as you get closer, it's increasingly obvious that this is a zombie. It seems to be just some ordinary, it's a half elf, but you know, reanimated, brought back
Um,
through necromantic arts.
I would like to turn undead.
You call upon the Mistress of the Dark to channel her divinity. And you make the connection and feel the magic flowing through you, but it feels different. And instead of being turned, the zombie simply stops and watches you, waiting for a command. And you realize that the divine magic you just tapped into didn't do what you expected.
It's not supposed to do that.
You can feel this thing in your mind now. It's waiting for you to tell it to what to do.
You need to die.
It seems to look around the hallway a little bit and then just back at you uncertainly.
You have to let go. You can't be this way. This isn't natural. You don't serve me. Not your master, but you need to die.
It does not appear to know how.
I will raise the shade blade and cut it down.
Okay. I mean, you are certainly able to, to cut it down. And I think there is a strange little resonance, not even really a voice, but just as you kind of break that channel divinity connection, you feel sort of like a scoff, like a psychic equivalent of a, "Ugh."
I'm just doing what you told me to do.
You feel not a presence, but very specifically an absence.
You said that whatever decision I made would be the right decision.
At last, you hear a voice say, "Oh, it was."
What the heck is happening right now? And I will turn back away from the dead body that I just re-killed and start going back the way I was, calling out for my friends again.
Yeah. The voice continues in your head is like, "You had no idea what would happen when you exposed me to the confluence of titanic magic and the nightmare of the Denutherian magic. It transformed me. And now I will make the prime material my domain as well, but only as a stepping stone to others. And you will serve me."
Who are you?
Oh, my poor little Zaylee. Has the mistress of the dark gotten too dark for you?
Well, no, but just seems a little ambitious.
My ambitions have not yet begun. This is only a first step, and I have you to thank. See what we have already accomplished together. And you find your attention drawn to a window, and as you look out, you can see in the courtyard of this mansion is a whole horde of zombies. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Why is it just sitting there? It's not loading.
I don't know. Well, there we go.
11.
11. All right. Well, I didn't realize I made the DC so hard here, but at least, Zinhorn, you were there looking at this Titan destroying Pashan, but then you find yourself blinking awake on some kind of a strange, iridescent, tiled mosaic. And you realize that it must have been a dream. a nightmare. You look around you and you can see your friends lying unconscious around you. All of them, their brows furrowed, talking in their sleep, all seemingly in the grip of some nightmare, perhaps as bad as the one you've just awakened from. But then beyond them, you see this tiled mosaic floor, is a circle only about 40 feet in diameter, and beyond it, a just cavernous, empty space with all sorts of shapes floating in it, phasing in and out of existence, fantastical shapes, enormous dragons, unicorns, coins, all tremendous in size, shifting around. And you are now awake, maybe? But this place is certainly not like any place you've ever seen before while awake. What do you do?
I will scramble to my feet,
Mm-hmm.
pull out my spear, and start slamming it against the ground, yelling, "Get up! Everybody up!"
Okay.
And see if that has anything to do with anything.
You
anything.
so you see, like, all of your friends here. You see, Nightshade, Indigo, Primrose, Aster and Paradise are here. Buster is here. Curity is here, as is Valor, her suit of armor. But just shouting in that way does not seem to do the trick. They all still seem locked in their dream.
I am going to go over to Nedry and see if I can shake him awake.
Okay. As you shake him awake, Nedry, you suddenly feel as though hands much larger than yours, stronger than you, have seized you. But then you open your eyes and it's Zinhorn, and you are now awake in this same place.
Garland, stay away. And he'll kind of crawl back away and reach up for the crown.
It's not there.
I did. Did I keep it?
Keep what?
The crown.
The circlet thing? That was stolen.
Stolen.
Stolen by the adversary. What's his name? Percival Cankers.
So I don't have it anymore.
You haven't had that for a long time.
And I haven't put it on yet.
Well, you put it on, but we got it off you. Help me wake the others up.
Wake? What? Where? Why?
Look around. Get up. Get
Yeah.
Saline up. I'm going to go to Lynn.
So, as you begin, as you go over to Lynn, Nedry, as you look around and see this landscape that I've described, make an Arcana check.
12.
All right. I think that's enough for you to realize that this is obviously not where you were intending to go in the heat of that moment with the gate spell. You know something has gone wrong, but you also do remember the places that, in theory, that gate spell is supposed to be able to take you.
I must have done something wrong. I'm sorry, Garland.
And instead of going to Zaleen, he's actually going to go to
I've forgotten her name. Not Vec. That's a different game. I wrote these down somewhere.
Paradise?
Ivy?
Or,
Paradise,
Yeah,
thank
Ivy,
you. Yeah, he'll go over to Paradise first.
Yeah.
Because Aileen can always take care of herself.
Yeah. So yeah, and Garland, you were going over to wake Primrose as well,
Lynn.
or yeah,
Yep.
Lynn, yeah. So, uh, you definitely all still feel your fake created identities layered on you. They haven't been, you know, lifted from you yet. So you do still kind of feel that sense of yourself. But yes, so certainly, Lynn, you can be brought awake as well.
Kind of definitely going to be waking up, like flailing like I'm falling.
Hmm. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Ivy comes awake as well under your efforts, Indigo or Vertigo or Nedry, and looks, stares around in horror, but then relief, but then also kind of confusion.
I think this is real,
What? What?
but I'm not exactly sure where or why we're here.
It was all in such a rush. Where were you trying to take us?
I, well, I think I had too many thoughts at the same time. I was considering a lot of places, but the Fey Court was where I intended to go. I'm not experienced with this particular spell. I will have to study it more, but I think we bounced. This place is interesting, though.
Yeah. So are you?
I'm going to panically scramble over and wake up Zaleen while they're
Mhm.
chatting.
All right.
I'm gonna move on and wake up
Yeah.
Ivy.
So I think with all of you here, well, so Nedry just woke up Ivy, but you
Oh.
can certainly all wake up the rest of you to the point that you're all now awake, and I'm going to put you on the map, and so here in Roll20, do you all see it?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
funky.
and this is, as you may discover, a
Ay,
huge
ay, ay.
map.
Is that
Yeah,
a
it is.
Oh my
giant
God.
baby?
Wow.
You
Oh
are
my-
seeing all sorts of these shapes sort of phasing into existence and then drifting around, sometimes moving, sometimes doing other things, and then phasing out again. Everything around you is constantly in flux.
We're so tiny. I
Nedry,
just
what
scroll
did you
way out.
do?
Fascinating.
What did you do?
Well, in the heat of the moment, I was thinking about a lot of things. Not drowning being one of them, but I intended to take us back to the Fey Court where we could find a moment of solace and tell them what happened, warn them, I suppose. But I was also thinking about how nothing quite felt real. What did you call me? The name you used.
Nedry.
No, that's not right.
Indigo?
No, that doesn't sound right either. And he'll walk to the edge of the circle they're standing on. Everything is different now. Everything is coming apart and rearranging, and things changed.
I think Paradise gasps and kind of looks around at all of you and then around at everything again and just says, Indigo, you've brought us to the plane of dream.
No. I did.
She looks confused again. Is like, I'm very uncertain as to what's real right now.
Who are you?
I like that sentence. Not yours. I mean hers.
What?
On the edge of what's real. On the edge of what is. On the beginning of something new and the passing away of something old. Something lost, something found. I am neither of those people now. I'm on the edge.
Nightshady's doing that thing again.
Hmm.
I think we need to get out of here now.
Curity and Valor are here too. And Curity, I think, at some point just says, well, I had held up a sliver of hope that you had all brought us here on purpose, but I'm not getting a good feeling about that.
There
And-
may be a purpose.
And Valor says, fear not. Whatever the threat that presents itself here, I am sure we can overcome it together, as we did the Lady Despair. Holds up
Together.
a triumphant fist.
Do you
And-
guys remember what brought us together in the first place? Like the first time, well, sorry, Nightshade, you weren't there, but Sinhor or Garland and whoever you decide to be, what first brought us together in the first place was
The
Sorashana.
midnight, yeah, Sorashana, the
And-
Midnight Stone.
But initially, maybe we didn't talk about it, but the night before, I definitely had a dream about Sorashana. And then later on, after talking to Sorashana a bit, she was talking about someone named Kosh. And so maybe, I mean, if that's what connected us in the first place, maybe that's why we're here.
In the plane of dreams?
Well,
Maybe this is the place between the places.
Does anyone have something from the Fey Court?
We were given gifts.
we all do,
Yeah.
yeah.
I hold up my foot.
So as you're there, all of a sudden, it doesn't happen instantaneously, but you sort of become aware of the environment around you becoming a bit brighter, a bit clearer, as though you had been in kind of a light fog that has now blown past you. And when that happens, you all feel for a moment a little bit clearer in your thoughts. And you watch as this, now that you're out of it, you can turn and see where it has gone, that there is an enormous dark cloud that you seem to have just drifted out of.
Is there like gravity and stuff?
There seems to be
You're-
gravity where you're standing, at least. But a lot of the things that you see, floating around is moving in all sorts of different directions that doesn't seem to have any coherent pattern that you can detect, at least from superficial examination.
This is where dreams are made. Maybe where all things are made.
No, I don't think we want to be here.
Do we?
How do we know? Maybe this is where we're supposed to be.
As the light is a little clearer here, you are now noticing, not literally depicted on our map here, that many of these enormous sort of structures and shapes you see, many of them have a sort of spider web of dark veins running along them here and there.
Nightmares are invading this place. We can stop some while we're here.
Well, we're in no shape to deal with much of anything.
What do you mean?
For the record, you actually do wake up feeling rested.
Think here we're in every shape.
You're a circle.
Maybe I am.
You are.
Nedry thinks real seriously about being a circle for a while. Just to test the
It's
theory.
true. You're always going around and around and around. You are a circle.
You don't change into anything, but after a moment of concentrating, you can all see that there is sort of like little particles of like dust or fog seem to be swirling in a circular shape around you.
We can do something while we're here. We don't need to rush away.
I'm going to try greater restoration on Nedry.
Okay. So, right now, I will, give Mark the ability to say what happens here. I'm not enforcing a condition at the moment. Does the greater restoration do anything for you?
I think that it's visible. Like most of this magic doesn't have a lot of flash to it, but there's a very visible, warm energy that comes, the hug of the mountain, if you will, kind of encircles him. And he looks on it with wonder. You are very good. You will be very great. But what is wrong with me is me.
The magic, as you mentioned, more visible than usual, also seems to be kind of rippling out into the environment around you.
But now, just assume that I am... Call me vertigo. It's what I feel. It's what I am. If that changes, I will tell you. We may come here again. I think that the Midnight Stone can do it deliberately, and with some practice, I may be able to just dream. But we are here now, and we can do something, I think.
Curity kind of steps over and just says, I don't mean to interrupt, what is obviously a personal moment, but speaking of doing something, that's doing something. And she points, and where you see that sort of dark cloud that you had passed through seems to be sort of condensing and coalescing. It's about like 150 feet off now, but it is no longer an enormous cloud. It is like beginning to solidify into a shape that, while much smaller than the cloud was, is nonetheless still pretty big. Some sort of a shape that seems to be something in the neighborhood of like 20 to 25 feet across.
It's been a while, but does anybody remember how to fight nightmares?
Zenhorn's gonna have to use the pipe, probably.
Well, I mean, it hasn't been that long.
It hasn't been that long.
Feels like an eternity.
It was like 4 days. That's it.
But first, we didn't finish something, and we should. And from the sack on his hip, Nedry will produce the circlet.
Okay.
Purity.
Wait. Well, so the deep jade circlet was stolen by Percival Cankers.
No, not that circlet.
Okay.
The one that was won in the contest.
Oh, the crown, you mean?
Sorry, it was a
Yeah,
crown.
the
God,
sea stone.
Too many crowns and circlets floating
Mhm.
around here. I'm starting to get them all.
Yeah.
But yes, the crown of what the hell it was.
So here's the thing, though. As you pull it out, several pieces just sort of fall off of it. And as you look at it, even before it was tacky, but now it looks old, like it's been, sitting on a dusty shelf for decades.
Didn't they say that couldn't leave the moon shadowed sea? But now the moon shadowed sea doesn't exist, so I think maybe
Ivy
it's kind
says,
of a
didn't it have a connection to the Titan?
We'd better try it before it fades any further. Purity?
I mean, she kind of says, I'll try it. She puts it on. I don't feel anything.
Just wear it for an hour. Things may change.
I mean, I'll give it a shot, but I think it's not magic anymore. I can't feel it.
Doesn't look bad. I mean, it's busted, but it looks nice on you.
She suddenly thinks for a minute, and you see sort of like penny drop in her eyes, and she said, wait a minute. Where did you say we are?
It seems to be the plane of dreams.
Is that's like a different plane than the Feywild?
Yep.
Yes.
My curse from the Lady Despair said I'd die if I ever left the Feywild.
Oh.
well, but how does that work if she's dead? 'Cause I'm pretty sure she's
No
dead.
one knows.
Well, I mean, you're not dead, so good.
I mean,
sign.
that's definitely a positive sign. Which helps me feel a little better now that it seems like this crown doesn't work anymore. I mean, thank you. I don't mean to seem ungrateful. I'm just trying to not have you wait an hour thinking it's going to suddenly be different.
Well, I don't think we'll get a chance to simply wait an hour. There's a lot of things here that will probably interfere. Fortunately, we're very good at interfering back.
The cloud is definitely continuing to condense and solidify, and it's starting to look vaguely dragon-shaped.
Oh dear.
I don't like that.
And on its face, you see its eyes open, glowing bright green, a color that you remember, Garland, from your dream. But what was the Titan's eyes in your nightmare now seem to be this thing's eyes. And it doesn't have just the two, because after those initial two open, you see more eyes opening all over its body. Neck, chest, wings, limbs. Dozens of these glowing green eyes all over this black shadow dragon's body. And we're going to roll initiative.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah. Well then.
Initiative.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
So here's the other piece of that, though, is that we've got a bunch of people here, right? So, first of all, let me get turns for everybody on the tracker, including our draconic friend. Okay, so I'm bringing the token up for everyone to look at.
Mm.
Hmm.
And
Spooky.
yeah. So here's where we need to plan that you've got Aster / Evan, Paradise / Ivy, Curity, and Valor, and Buster all here with you.
What a crowd.
Yeah. So why I have updated the stat blocks for Evan and Ivy. There is a new stat block for Curity. Buster is going to use his regular stat block, and Valor uses the stat block of a shield guardian that is bound to Curity. So the question is, who wants to control who?
I have Evan right in my sheet, so
Yeah. Check to make sure that it is the updated version of Evan. Does it
Oh,
show
yeah.
him with the storm girdle?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, good. So that certainly works. Curity is a spellcaster, so if that figures into who wants to control them.
I'll take Curity, I guess.
Okay. So
see.
let me know if you can't find her. I can try to link her.
Where
to you.
would I find her?
Well, let's
in
see.
the campaign.
No, it's she's got a monster stat block like Evan and Ivy do. Let me just link for you, and I will put that in the Zoom chat here. Does that work? And then, as previously mentioned, she also has so Valor is a shield guardian. Did we? Oh, I see. I opened the chat window and it changed all of the the layout things.
Shield Guardian.
Yeah. And hello, Trauma Train Rich there in the chat. So,
Welcome for the trauma.
Oh, hey, Rich.
yeah, and so the we need someone still to run. Do you want to run Buster, Paul?
I will take Buster.
Okay.
I got the Shield Guardian stats up in front of me here, so I can
Okay.
take Valor.
So if Starla's got Curity, we still need someone to do. So Jenny's doing Aster, Evan. Starla's doing Curity. Paul's doing Buster. Mark, you've got the Shield Guardian.
I've got the Shield Guardian. I can probably take Ivy as well.
Okay.
Is she still in your sheet, Mark? Under extras as a sidekick?
No.
Let me know if you need her link again for her stat block.
Just checking here. Ivy, so expert sidekick, is that the one?
Yes, but double check to see if she how many hit points does she have?
83.
Yep, that's the updated version.
Okay, I have her here.
All right, great. And then all right, and then so once we get everybody's we've got assignments for all of the NPCs. Let's get initiatives for everyone, and then we'll begin the battle with the Nightmare Dragon.
Trying to remember what Evan was wearing.
Well, he's got the he's wearing chainmail and the storm girdle.
I'll need to control Ivy's character, and I don't know
Oh.
which one is the shield guardian or which
Is
one
Is he the
is
one that
Valor.
has?
Oh, so everyone should be able to move all of the NPC tokens. This right here is Valor. The
Is this Evan?
yes.
I can move Valor.
Okay.
I cannot move Ivy.
I
So,
mean, it is like her token. It should be can be controlled by all players.
Ivy's token is not movable. It looks like. Oh wait, yeah, it is.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't.
All right.
I'll try reloading it just to see if that's on
Okay.
my end.
Like, cause yeah. So all of the NPCs should everyone should be able to move all of the NPCs. So definitely make sure you can move any of the ones you're planning to control.
I was trying to move Zinord.
Okay.
That's what,
Maybe I
they're
was
so
grabbing the
tiny
wrong one.
because I had to shrink it down, so I had to blow it up real
Yeah.
big. to
So
see who was
Ivy's is
who.
the one that is up northeast of your token.
Ah, okay. Yep, I had the wrong one.
Okay. Okay, so do we have? Let's see. Oh, look at that! It's just me that's left that hasn't rolled initiative for the dragon, which I will do right now.
Yeah, we're okay with that.
15. Yeah.
It can just sit there for a while.
Yeah.
Roll loose, dragon.
Okay, so Nightshade, what is your dex?
+2, 14.
Okay. So you're gonna go ahead of the dragon on the tie for 15. And then we need Zinhorn and so Garland and Primrose need to. Who has higher dex?
Well, I had a natural
Okay.
20. Does that matter for?
Well, I mean,
For initiative, it doesn't.
no,
Oh,
because
okay.
it's just the score. Because
My
although
dex is 10.
okay,
Mine is 16, so
okay, so
Right.
so it would be Primrose first. But here's the other piece though for both Curity and Aster have an advantage on initiative rolls.
I rolled twice for her because it only rolled once. So
Okay, well, all right. So as long as you
I took
pick
the
the
higher one.
yeah. And then,
Esther.
Ugh, this is going to be a lot, guys.
yeah.
Buckle
So
I gotta
up.
re-roll.
So
please.
here's the other thing is that based on the map that we've got here, if there is a thing on the map, it is something that you can jump onto and stand on. All right.
Oh, nice.
And we can imagine that there's some three-dimensionality of it, but we won't necessarily mind. But like you can also, like right now at least as you are currently oriented, it feels like you could fall if you were to like miss a jump or something. So keep that in mind, but also feel free to be able to move around the map.
All right.
Okay. All right, gonna move over so that the people on the stream can see the dragon and such too. Okay, so that makes you first up. Primrose, what would you like to do? Fighting a big old dragon.
Yeah. I think. Let me see. So it hasn't done anything yet, right?
Not yet, but it's sure looking at you like a mean monster.
Okay. Well.
Also, you were inside it when you were having those horrible dreams.
Right. I have to remember how to play now. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with Mind Sliver.
Okay. Is that a saving throw that it needs to make?
Yes, Intelligence 17.
Okay. It gets a 9. So yeah, that's and that's psychic damage, right? So it fails the save, but you sense magically that the psychic impact just sort of resonates away from it. It does not take any damage from that.
So what was actually more important to me is, does it still take the minus D4 to any saving throws it makes?
I think no, because it's immune to psychic damage. So I think in that sense it wouldn't take the other effects either.
All right. Glad that was just a cantrip.
All right.
Good
Well,
to know.
yeah. And now you know that there's like, oh, this thing that is made of pure nightmare, turns out psychic damage is not going to bother it much.
Yeah, and I guess I'll kind of like tap at the Badunme deck,
Mm-hmm.
kind of my belt, and said, "Guys, we got an option here."
You can always make this
That's it.
worse.
Yep.
Well,
Well,
I can
we would be
imprison it is the thing.
Yeah.
right, and you might release something here that we could fight instead of this. So, I'm okay with you giving it a try. We'll see how it
My
goes.
turn is over.
So I will also just invite you to recall tactics from the perspective of what you're fighting seems to be dragon shaped.
Oh, I should move.
I'm being
Subtle.
generous in some of that just because everyone is
Oh,
getting
yeah.
back used to D&D.
Let's see if I was here. 1, 2, 4, 5. Let's see. I'm gonna go here.
All right. So you hop off of this tile mosaic onto this sort of strange, like it seems to be almost like a worm that or a snake that it's the end of the snake's tail as it seems to emerge partly from the void and only have bits of it visible above the surface of the nothing here and there, but you're solid enough on the tip of its tail there.
All right. Next.
All right, so I believe that makes it your turn next, Garland.
All right. I am going to cast Aid at 5th level.
Okay.
And no. At 4th level.
All right.
So the 3 main player characters will each get 15 hit points. Real hit points.
Okay. Do you what's the range on that? You might have to just move
30
a little.
feet.
Okay, yeah, you'll have to move up a little bit to get Primrose in range.
Okay.
Which I mean is easily done, but you do need to do that, so it will affect how far you can move elsewise, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
So, are those 15 temporary hit points or?
Yeah, those are real.
For the moment, at least, they are
just
full
override
hit
your
points.
max
Meaning,
HP.
right? So they can be healed back up to, right? Like if you lose
Mm.
them, you can heal back up to them again.
Yep.
Whereas regular hit points, temporary hit points, are just gone once you lose them.
Yep. And then
All right.
I've got 2 more, so I'm gonna go there.
Okay. You kind of hop over onto another one of these
Yeah.
snake
I have
coils.
wings.
Yeah.
I have, yeah. Do I have any bonus actions I can use?
Yeah. So here's the thing: as you have wings, make a wisdom saving throw as you kind of go to fly over a little bit onto there.
Okay. 27.
Ah, very good. You realize that although having your wings and having the confidence that you can just easily fly over there made it trivial, you nonetheless realize that in this place, it had everything to do with you believing that you could fly over there and nothing to do with your physical wings.
I am going to shout out, if you believe it, you can do it. And then I'm going to use my, I cast a spell already.
All right.
So
Yep.
I can't do spiritual weapon.
Spiritual. Well, yeah.
It's a
Right.
spell,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah.
it's a bonus.
Right. It's a bonus action, but it's a second
But it's
spell.
a spell.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So correct.
So I am done.
Okay. So it's Curity's turn. That's
So I imagine she kind of like cracks her neck, like, oh, this has been a minute.
Yeah, I think she's kind of looking at her hands and just sort of feeling herself, and she says, I'm telling you, I don't feel anything from this crown, but being away from the curse, I'm feeling my magic back. My magic.
And to prove a point, or try to prove a point, she's going to cast Tidal Wave.
All right.
Wait, how far is it?
So Tidal
Is it within
Wave,
range?
here, let's see.
Let's see, she's here. Yeah, that's within range.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. Crashes on an area within range, and that range is pretty substantial. So yeah, use the tidal wave to try to crush it against the head of that weird bug thing.
Yeah.
All right, great. So it makes a dexterity saving throw, which is not its best thing, I'll tell you that. It fails. And so, so go ahead and roll your damage. It won't be knocked prone. It can't be prone in this place.
Right. So it says I have empowered spells, or Curity has empowered spells.
Yep.
So she can add the ability modifier to the spell's damage roll.
Right. So basically that's...
does that what I rolled, does that include that?
No, I mean, what you rolled
just
is
says
probably
48.
Yeah, that's just 48. So yeah, you add to that.
All right. So
Well, actually, no, it does look like it does say 3 plus 7 plus 3 plus 4 on the roll. So it does look, it did include it. So yes, that's the total.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so that's 17, bludgeoning damage?
Yes.
Yeah, magical bludgeoning damage. And then, okay, and then it is sort of slammed against the head of this bug thing that seems to pay it no notice at all. But it is not knocked prone, and you get the sense that, like, in this place, like, prone might be more of a state of mind than a physical thing. And so it's not knocked prone, but it is it is sort of slammed, and it does seem to take damage. All right, that Curity's turn.
Yep, I moved her back here.
Okay. Aster's turn.
So I imagine, that he only has one hand now, so it took him the entire time he was waiting for his turn to get his crossbow loaded up.
Mm-hmm. Well, remember to don't forget that he's got his storm avatar thing from the storm girdle, which he never really used in the Moonshadowed Sea. It basically is, it's his superpower mode for 1 minute because of the storm girdle.
Okay,
that's
so
a
yeah,
powerful magical item y'all gave him.
Yeah.
I'm not criticizing. I'm just saying make advantage of it. Make use of it.
So yeah, he's definitely gonna do that.
Okay. Yeah, as he activates it, you see him like lift off the tiled ground, and his whole body is just like crackling with lightning, and it like flashes in his eyes.
So he's gonna do his multi-attack with the hand crossbow.
Okay.
And that's not gonna hit because it was a natural
that's
one.
A natural one.
Let's see here. I have to like reopen it every time I roll.
I think we noticed this
That
last
was
time too. But when you roll it, it sounds like a little bit of thunder to us. Oh no!
Oh, yeah.
Did you roll 2 natural ones in a row?
yes.
Wow.
It's because his arm got broken off. That's a dirty 20.
Okay. Was that
So
supposed to be 3? He does he
yeah,
get
he
3?
has a multi attack.
Right. Right.
Yep. So that's 6 piercing damage, but it
Yeah.
becomes lightning
Right.
damage. And then he is going to use his bonus action
Mm-hmm.
to strike it with
That he needs to be
lightning.
closer for that.
Yeah,
That's a
I
range of
just saw
30 feet.
that.
Yeah. But he can also fly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, does his movement increase when he can do
No,
that?
no, but yeah, so he won't be able to use that because he's not close enough, unfortunately.
Okay, so
Not
he's
this time
gonna
anyway.
he's just gonna move over here and hop over beside Zinhorn.
Okay. He doesn't need to hop. He's literally like floating off the ground.
Okay.
Because of this thing, you know.
That's new.
Yeah.
He's a superhero now.
Yeah.
So that's his turn.
And I think he looks at you and is like, I was so afraid to use this thing before because we were underwater and I didn't know if that would like mess up the lightning or whatever. But it's cool, right? Thank you guys for letting me use it. All right.
Good job, Super Evan.
So Nightshade, that's you next.
Oh, I forgot I was next.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I actually, because Zinhorn said like if you think it, you can do it.
Uh-huh.
I would like to try to Luffy demonkey my arm so
Okay.
it stretches out to touch the dragon,
All right.
but I'm not going to personally move my body.
Okay. It is.
That's what I wanted to try.
It requires a substantial belief here. So there is a roll required for that sort of thing. And it's not a low DC, but you get the chance to make it without it taking up any of your actions to try. So that's going to be a wisdom saving throw.
All right. 27.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. I think
I
that
believe.
you are able to believe in that moment that your arm is long enough to reach it. And so what do you do as you stretch your arm out?
I would like to bestow curse on it.
Okay. Is that what saving throw is that? Looks
It is a
like-
wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Wisdom 16. It's at 5th level, so if it fails, it lasts for like 8 hours.
Yeah, it gets a 22.
Okay.
Or no, excuse me, 21, but still passing. So does that nothing happens then, or?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think it's.
I think that's it.
Mm-hmm. But your arm snaps back into position, and it looked very cool. I would imagine everyone else is impressed.
Oh yeah.
How far away is this thing? It hasn't moved, I guess. So
Not yet. Its turn is next, so it's going to be moving in a second. But right now, from you, Nedry, it is 105 feet.
Okay. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. Is that the end of your turn, Nightshade? Or?
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. All right. So it is now its turn.
Buster hasn't gone.
Buster's turn is a couple down still.
It's like a 13.
Oh.
We haven't.
Oh,
been
I
through
thought
the whole
it was
range
at the
yet.
bottom. Oh,
No,
okay.
nope. It's the one right after Nightshade right now.
Okay.
The 15 on the tracker. But yeah, it's gonna fly up around here, and it is now going to breathe on you. And I love this new little cone measuring.
Demonstration of doom.
Yes. So it is going to get everybody. And as it exhales it glows green, but it has these like in the way that hot lava has these cooler, darker patches on it. It looks kind of like that, like it's solidified in places, but it's just this cloud, this spray that emerges from its mouth. And it's going to encompass all of you, and everybody needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah.
All right. And as
16.
a warning here, we're looking for a 22. So,
Oh, I would never make that.
yeah. So let me know if anyone manages a 22. Otherwise,
Almost.
I need to
Although I couldn't actually get
I'm
that.
doing Evans now.
Buster.
Yeah, Evan totally didn't make it. He got a 7.
mhm.
Yeah. Even with +9, Buster didn't make it.
All right. So is that? Did everyone get their roll in?
Did you do Curities?
Yeah,
Yeah.
she got a 14.
All right. So everyone fails. That's going to be 62 poison damage.
Holy.
Also,
Yeah.
as all of you are taking that poison damage, I need each of you to make another Constitution saving throw. And this time we're only looking for a 19.
Only.
Oh no.
Oh,
Nope.
you know, it's better than the 22.
Still don't
No.
think it's possible for
All
some
right.
of these. Oh, look. Valor made it.
Yeah.
Actually, is Valor... might be
Valor
immune to
is a
poison.
construct, so I think
He's immune to poison.
Okay, good point. Valor is a construct immune to poison. However, in this circumstance, he will treat that immunity as resistance rather than immunity. So he'll
Okay.
take only 31 of that 62 initially, and he does not make this follow-up throw at all. So it's almost a shame that he wasted a natural 20 on that save because he didn't actually need to make it.
Okay, we have to make a second Constitution
Yeah.
saving throw.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I got an 18 this time.
Okay. Unfortunately, we're still looking for a 19. It looks like we're not. No one's getting that, right? So I
Buster
think.
might. Hold on.
Okay.
And
So-
Buster didn't get it.
All
either.
right. So for everybody then who fails that second throw, not only is that poison just this agonizing, toxic, sickening feeling over you, but also you sense that the nightmare energy is seeping into you in a corrupting way, and you feel like it is still sort of in you.
I would like to use my reaction to cast Hellish Rebuke.
Okay, yeah. Does that that's got a long range, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and that's a
Six.
dex save?
Yep.
Okay.
Dex 17.
It fails.
Okay, so it takes 12 fire damage.
Okay. It takes that damage.
Good.
All right, and so it had sort of flown up to appear, to breathe on you there, and then it's going to.
Buster took
Yep, that's it.
damage.
So
Buster took damage.
yeah, so that's a good reminder that he has his sort of reaction thing.
Bloody
right?
rampage. Yep.
Yeah. Thank you for
No.
calling on that. So does that he has to attack someone near him? Is that it?
Yep. When he takes damage, he makes one attack with claws against a random creature within reach,
Okay.
other than its master.
Looks like we got Nedry and Curity nearby there. Curity is
Vertigo.
probably the one I would think, given that she's the most of a stranger.
Vertigo.
All right. Uh, yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
Um,
So
bloody
just
rampage. So
so
one
yeah.
claw attack.
Mm-hmm. So it is a random creature. So let's roll it.
He, he rolled a 9,
Okay.
so he missed.
Okay. Well, lucky. So let's. I'm going to roll a d20 just to say, was that against Curity or Vertigo?
Okay.
So 11 and up is Vertigo, and it was a 16. So he did swipe at you, Vertigo, but missed. And then looked at you like he sort of his vision clears a little bit. And he looks sorry.
Side eye.
Okay, so that was the dragon's turn. It is now Valor's turn.
Right. I must. Let's see. Let's see. It seems almost as if more danger is coming from behind than from the front, but that thing was terrible.
Certainly, although he cares about everybody, his number one priority is to protect security.
Yeah. I think he would move over then to kind of stand beside in front and try to shield Curity.
Okay.
Get yourself to safety. I'll be on guard.
All right.
He's also only got a fist attack, so it's,
Yeah.
I will hit it from here if it comes closer.
I didn't. He doesn't currently have a spell stored in him, although that's something in principle that he can do in the future. But he doesn't have anything stored. I don't remember exactly everything he can do, so I'll just trust you to read the block there. Okay. So that it would make it Buster's turn.
Okay. Buster is gonna move up. What's his range? What's his move?
It's like I want to say like 40.
No, apparently it's 30.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
You can use the little ruler. So he was right here. Whoops. So put it on
Sorry.
the left.
Okay.
That's right. So that would be to 30 to right there, but he could also dash. If he dashed, he could get up to the dragon.
All right, he's gonna dash.
Okay. All right. I'll allow that he can get into melee range. Although dashing, it almost doesn't matter because he's.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
but he can be where if he takes damage again, right? Then he would. Here, I'm gonna.
Yep.
Like that.
Okay.
But yeah, he can certainly be there for opportunity attacks, and any future bloody rampage can be against the dragon potentially. Okay. So that makes it Nedry, your turn, or Vertigo, or Indigo. One of those.
Do I remember, because it's been a while, whether protection from evil and good was effective against nightmare creatures?
I am
remember.
going to rule right now that it will be.
Okay. In that case, then, Nedry will step close to, I believe that's Nightshade and
Paradise next to you right
Paradise.
there.
Perfect. So your hands, and kind of reach out, grab their hands without them necessarily answering that, and cast protection from evil and good, and he'll twin the spell.
All right.
So both will gain that benefit. Creatures of the type hopefully have disadvantage on attack rolls against these targets.
Mm-hmm.
They can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them, and if they were, they'd get a better chance. So that's not going to happen. And then slap down where the magic book is on his hip. I haven't done this in so long. I'm so out of practice.
Yeah.
To summon forth protective versus his protection.
Okay.
And here's where I got to do a measurement to see if I moved close enough. I did.
Mm-hmm.
Because Primrose is within 30 feet. So Primrose receives 14 temporary hit points as the magic settles in. And at that point, he's going to then move 5, so scurry away in the opposite direction to, I think, only about there is where you can get to be farthest away, which is probably not going to make much difference. Actually, wait, what spells does he have? How do you do this? What's going on? That doesn't have that yet. Oh, but he already cast a spell, so that's all he's going to be able to do. All right.
So I just realized I should have described something for both Buster and now for you that happens at the start of your turns. All of you have, because you failed that second throw, everyone except Valor has the trait Corrupted at the moment. And what that means right now is that you're going to take some psychic damage at the start of each of your turns until that wears off. So Buster took... Wow! I just rolled 46 and it came up 6666.
Oof, that's not good.
So that's another
Oof.
24 psychic damage for Buster. Is he...
Ouch.
So he can roll another Constitution saving throw, though, to try to shake off the corruption.
Okay. $15.
Not enough. Still corrupted.
Okay.
And likewise, Indigo, you or Vertigo, or which would you prefer for the combat here?
Vertigo.
Vertigo. Okay. So for Vertigo, then you would have taken 16 psychic damage at the start of your turn.
Okay.
And you can make another save now. At the end of
What's
your
the target?
turn. You're trying to get a 19.
Okay.
Oh, look at that.
Dirty 20.
Yeah, so you've shaken off the corruption. You're no longer corrupted by the poison that you took, poison damage. Okay. And now it would be Paradise's turn. And she's going to take 19 psychic damage at the start of her turn. I'm rolling high on all of these damage rolls right now. That's,
let's see if she can get that.
Yeah.
And does not get the save.
Nope. But she does have, so it's her turn, though.
Yeah, she looks rough.
Yeah. The other thing I'll mention, too, just as far as using her most effectively right now, is like her sidekick type is built around basically giving other people the help action. Like, she can do some attacks on her own, but her biggest thing is being easily able to help others. So definitely try to make use of that to use her most effectively in combat.
I'm going to do 2 things then. Let's see. Zinhorn's right up there. I think she'll shout out, Garland, you've got this. It was not very inspirational, but it gives you the inspiration, and it would be additional damage if you hit. And as a bonus action, is there anything she can hide behind or get cover from anything? I don't think so.
I think that you could potentially justify like that you're in sort of a 3-dimensional space, so she could be like this coin that's sort of half in and out of the void, right? Like she could be on the other side of that. We could imagine that if she can get to a place.
She can fly, right? Fly speed. 50. Wow. I think
I would let her take cover behind a thing in that way.
I think then she will try to fly over. If I can get the thing going there. Whoops, that one. To a little bit further. What is that? Some sort of snake. Okay. Kind of tuck herself in there.
Okay.
Try to get cover.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for her bonus action, she will try to hide.
Okay. Wow, that's a good result. Yeah.
All right, so I had inspiration. Is that what it is?
Well, you have a special kind of inspiration. What it will be
Yeah.
is that if you hit, you'll do extra damage.
Okay.
Is it that, or like is it advantage plus that? I don't remember
Um,
let's see. I have it pulled up.
It's just bonus damage.
Well, okay, yeah. So the coordinated strike, is that what it was?
No, it's the inspiring help.
Okay. Um,
Because
oh,
coordinating strike,
but
she has
when
to.
when the sidekick takes the help action, the creature who receives the help also gains the
Oh,
damage.
okay.
So it's advantage on an attack roll plus the 1d6 damage.
Okay. So probably what it would
Oh
be
wait, no. So
is
it's also advantage plus a 1d6 to the d20 roll. But if you choose to not add the 1d6 to the d20 roll, you can add it
you
to
can
the
add
damage.
against damage. Okay.
Yeah.
So in this case, it would probably be if it's like a typical dragon, it has a very soft underbelly. So try to aim for that.
Yeah.
And then she goes scurries off and hides with her 2 hit points.
All right. 2 hit points? Is that what you said?
Yep.
Woo! And unfortunately, she's still got the corrupted thing, so she's in rough shape. Okay. At the end of the round, the dragon suddenly sort of all of the green eyes flare intensely bright for a moment, and then I'm gonna draw some shapes here. What is... So all of a sudden, emerging from several of these spots, these obelisk pillars, sort of shine, start sticking up out of the landscape here, and like that, they just grow out of random places. And as they do, these are 10. Well, so I actually should have drawn them as circles because they're 10-foot radius. They're big. So 10-foot radius is just like that, right? Yeah. So there's 3 of those. And so these are physical solid objects in those places. And everyone who is within 30 feet of one of them, which all of you are right now, feel it creating this like psychic resonance in your head that doesn't have any specific mechanical effect right now, but you suspect would, like, it's designed to make you more vulnerable to psychic assaults. But it feels more intense the closer you are to it, so you think it's distance based. And so those appear, and that's all that happens there. But so Primrose, it is now your turn.
I'm trying to remember. I feel like we did it before, but can I imprison something in the Vidunme deck?
Um,
Because it's not on the description, but I don't
Right.
remember. I feel like we used that before. I just
Yeah,
don't.
we did it on the worm.
right.
Giant worm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You did. And I'm trying to remember what rule we decided on that, because I'm pretty sure it doesn't have any. Well, here, let me look it up, because I definitely don't want to cheat a powerful artifact here for you, but at the same time, this is not going to trivialize it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So let me pull it up. And let's see. Prisoners of Fate. Okay. I think, let's see. So I think any of these. So the DC for the deck for the spells it can cast is 18. I think that it requires a failed charisma saving throw. of 18 to entrap something. But as things stand right now, yeah, so that's what it will take. But remember too, I think in order to, you have to do the twist of fate move too. I think it has to be like active in that way, which also means that there's a potential chance of, it can have an additional effect when if you give woe to it, for example, that would give you a advantage, or it would give you the wheel effect. But at the same time, it's a chance that something else gets out as well.
Okay. Well, I mean, this is already pretty bad.
Yeah.
And I wish I would have thought to say, "Hey, Nedry, can you just get us out of here real fast?" Or Vertigo, can you just get us out of here real fast? But
No.
yeah, things are looking bad. So I'm gonna try it.
All right.
This thing is awful.
So are you activating the twist of fate first? Also, you have to take 16 psychic damage at the start of your turn.
Okay. So I'll get rid of that. 2 more. Okay. So yeah, I'll activate the twist of fate just because this feels kind of desperate.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So which are you doing? You can either give something the benefit with the wheel effect, or you can give the enemy creature the woe effect.
We're gonna try the woe effect.
All right. And that just happens, which means that the creature has disadvantage on attack rolls, ability checks, and saving throws for the next hour. But I also need you to roll some percentile dice for me.
Let's see. So that's the D100, right?
Mm-hmm.
37.
So nothing else escapes. Lucky you. And so if you try to imprison it, then it will make a charisma save.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's roll my big die here. Yeah, that's a 25.
Is that
Oh, that's
because
right.
it
That's not
does
with
have
disadvantage. So let me roll it with disadvantage. So so with disadvantage it would be a 13. However, this is a pretty tough creature. So it is got this is another one of the creatures from the Flee Mortals book, so it works a little differently. It doesn't have just a legendary resistance where it just easily gets to able just to negate it. But what it can do is you see it starting to fail, but then some of its own energy sort of flares up to cancel it, and it does take 3d10 necrotic damage as it has to use some of its energy to resist it. So it does resist and succeed on the save after all, but it takes a little bit of damage to do it.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna move. Yeah, I'm gonna go up here behind Cure or no, yeah, no, that's not Curious. That's Paradise. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and bonus action, I'm gonna give her some hit points. So yeah, bonus action healing word.
All right, great.
I'm gonna do it at a higher level because she's really bad off. Let's see, what's this, 3rd level? Okay, we'll do it at 3rd level.
Okay.
12.
12. Okay. You also can make another saving throw to try to shake off the corruption.
And that was Constitution?
Yeah.
Probably not gonna do it. Nope. 10. I have a +0, so. Okay. Really wish that would have worked. All right, I'm done.
All right. So, that makes it your turn now, Garland.
All right. I'm going to move over here.
I'll tell you that you have to be 30 feet away from any of those green circles to not have them affect you.
You do also have Ivy shouted help. So advantage on
Yeah.
one attack, possibly plus
And
D6.
12 psychic damage for the corruption.
Okay. 12. Okay. So I am going to move there because I can't get 30 feet away unless I back up and then I can't help people. And I'm going to slam the butt of my spear on that tiny little piece of land that I'm over and shout, Rushama, heal my allies.
Yeah.
And everyone within 30 feet of me, which
Okay.
is just
I mean,
yeah.
you can choose to be in a because you can fly, so you don't
Yeah,
have
I
to
know.
necessarily be on a place. But
I'm 30 feet away from Lynn
okay, yeah,
and 30 feet from Buster. So the four of them uh, how am I going to do this? So actually, I'm not gonna help Buster. I'm gonna do 20 to Lynn, 20 to Ivy, 20 to me, and who's the one just south of me?
Aster.
Aster is gonna get 10.
Okay. Did everyone who's in charge of those get them? All right.
And then as a bonus action,
Mm-hmm.
I am going to do hold on. Okay. At 6th level, I am going to cast spiritual weapon.
Okay. I'll give you your little hammer.
Yep. And so I can either take the bonus as to hit or to damage.
Well,
right?
so you roll with advantage first. You can
Okay.
also add the d6 to the result, or if you don't add the d6 to the result, you think it'll hit anyway, you can add it to the damage instead.
I want to add it to the damage.
Okay.
So I got a 24.
A 24 will hit, yeah.
Okay, so it's 16 plus a d6. So 21 total.
Nice. All right, yeah. It whomps the nightmare dragon. And you see green light spilling out from cracks as it has damaged the thing's armor.
All right.
All right, Curity's turn.
All right. So I was trying to measure this thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it looks like it's 25 feet either direction.
Oh,
Is that correct?
also, I just realized that last this feels very mean. So that 12 psychic damage I told you about, Paul,
Yeah.
should be 24. Because you feel that the influence of these green pillars
So another
makes
12.
it worse. Yeah. It exacerbates the psychic damage. And so, by the same token, for Curity, she's going to take Oh, hang on. Is it? There we go. So at the start of her turn, she's going to take 26 psychic damage. Is she still up?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
And I'll
So-
reiterate, you think that you're taking double because you're close to these pillars right now. That's what's doing it.
Mm-hmm. Let me see something. Where did it go? Okay. So okay, Curity is gonna she's gonna move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that right? 6.
Mhm.
30 feet. She's gonna move there and then just make double check. Okay. And she is going to cast Wall of Fire
Nice.
in a ring centered on that dragon.
Okay.
So it's 20 feet in diameter and 20 feet high, 1 foot thick.
Okay. 20 feet in diameter. Whoops. 20 feet diameter is basically like it's bigger than that, which just means that it's
Yeah.
definitely going to be like right on top of the thing. Dear,
Yep.
let me grab it. I drew the thing. There we go. Ah! It's not letting me. There we go. Oops. I need to zoom in so that it'll let me grab it and put it on the. There we go. Okay, so does it makes a save right away or on its turn or?
Let me double check. Let's see. When the wall appears, each creature within its area must make a dex saving
Right.
throw.
Mm-hmm. It's going to make that with disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
That first one would have been an 18. And then it got a 17. So what did it need?
I told you I'm trying to figure out.
For Curity, here it
Oh,
is.
saving no, that's not it.
I think her DC might be 17.
Oh, yeah,
it is.
you're right.
So
I see it's right there.
it got just what it needed. So it's going to be half damage, but it's definitely
Yep.
all right. So that 22 was the all right.
Yep. So
Okay.
11.
Yeah. It takes that 11 damage and roars with anger. And I think as it yeah. Okay, yeah. That's all that happens. So is that the end of her turn?
Yes.
Okay. That would make it Aster's turn.
All right.
He's going to take his corruption psychic damage. Oh, and Curity can remake her saving throw. Aster's going to take 22 psychic damage.
Okay. How far away from the pillar do you have to be?
30 feet.
Okay. So 22.
Yeah. But he's kind of in between all three of them, so that's tricky.
Yeah.
18 is not quite enough. You need a 19.
I didn't roll yet.
Okay. That was for Curity.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, I didn't roll.
Yeah.
All right. So that's a constitution?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Okay.
6.
All right. So yeah. So he's still corrupted, but he can also still do his turn, assuming that 22 didn't put him down.
Oh, I didn't.
No, he's good still.
I didn't roll my
Okay, you can.
con save.
Yeah. Go ahead and do it now.
He's gonna do second wind as a bonus action first.
All right, great.
And get back 23 hit points.
Nice.
Yeah. That 14's not going to do it for Garland, but all right. So second wind.
Yeah. And then he is going to do his he is gonna bounce over right onto here.
Remember,
and
he can
take-
fly. He doesn't have to be
Yeah.
over a thing.
Yeah. So he's
Okay.
gonna do that, and he is going to take 3 multi attacks with his short sword.
Nice.
So the first one is a 31 to hit.
Nice. 10
and
lightning
it
damage.
does 10 lightning.
Yeah.
Evan, save us, please.
With your one arm.
He's now only has one arm. He's got twice as effective as the rest of us.
Yes.
Did he lose his
That
arm?
storm
Am I
girdle.
forgetting that? What happened?
He his hand got like ripped off or something
right.
when he
Oh
was
my
reaching
god! I
for
can't
the
believe I
diamond.
forgot that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That one was
That was
15.
a cost, I think, wasn't it?
A
From
15
the
isn't going to hit.
Right.
Um,
I don't remember. It was something like he was
It was a,
reaching
like
me
it was a
check my notes.
desperate, yeah, a desperate consequence.
Yeah. Yeah, and that one is a 21.
That'll hit.
So that is also 10 points of lightning damage.
Yeah. So that hit though, you see that the dragon actually does something where it creates a reality warping anomaly where in that last hit he either has to choose to take 3d6 psychic damage, which he's currently vulnerable to, or roll it again and risk that he'll miss in the next roll.
Who, Evan?
Yeah.
Okay. So I will roll it again.
Okay.
Because he can't handle any more damage. He'll die. That one's even better.
Okay. Well, so the original
damage is
hit
less, yeah.
of 10 stands. But
Yeah.
it forced him the change there. Okay, great. That makes it your turn, Nate Shade.
Okay.
So let's roll, see how much corruption damage.
Oh, crap.
That's going to be 30.
How much?
30.
Okay. All right. And then I'm going to roll my Constitution saving throw,
Okay.
which is a natural 1.
All right. Yeah, that's not going to succeed.
So that doesn't help. I'm going to try to move away from the pillar
Mm-hmm.
by going here, but that probably is not going to help me. Yeah.
All right.
And then I am going to use my action to try to seek divine intervention.
Okay.
So let's see how that goes.
You're rolling percentile dice and you're hoping to get 14 or lower, right? Or is it lower
Right.
than 14?
It is equal to or lesser
All right.
than 10.
Oh, okay. I thought it was your level, but okay.
Nope.
All right.
So here we go. Nope.
No,
26.
alas. Unfortunately, somehow in this place you're not feeling close enough to her that she's able to intervene right now.
It's because she's turning me into a minion
No.
in my nightmares.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you are not far enough away from the pillar to be outside of its effect where you are right
Yeah,
now.
but I can't move any further. I've used all my movement.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think that I will bonus action heal myself.
All right. Okay. It is the dragon's turn, and it's going to move out of the wall of fire. And I've got bad news from everybody. Well, so first, it's going to move away from here, and that's going to let opportunity attacks from Aster and from Buster as it moves away from them.
Okay. So Buster finally gets to try and beat on this guy. Go away, cat. No, go away. Go away. Multi-attack. So,
So it's just going to be the claw attack, not the multi attack.
oh, just the claw attack?
Yeah, or a bite works too. But it's only one. It's not the full round of attacks.
Oh,
Yeah, but
All right,
unfortunately, the 11 won't hit.
okay.
Did Aster get to make his short sword, Jenny?
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Did he what? I'm sorry.
The dragon
trying to
moved
answer
away.
my-
That's all right. The dragon moved away, so Aster was able to make an opportunity attack.
Okay.
Let's go. Up in the chair.
He's talking to Buster right now,
Oh, yeah.
clearly.
Pause for cat herding.
21 to hit.
Okay, yeah, that hits. So that's another 10. Another 10 lightning damage.
Mhm.
All right, but here's the bad news. It did recharge its breath weapon.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. So let's see. Moves around here. Yeah. So I think from where it moved right here, Nightshade and Curity are going to be out of range. But
Ivy was trying to get cover. I don't know if that helps.
well, I understand, but you're right. I did say she could have cover. Unfortunately, though, she's still in range. This is like a cloud sort of effect. It goes around corners, unfortunately. Yeah. So I hear what you're saying, but yeah, it's unfortunately that's not gonna work here. So we are basically talking about, Valor is resistant to whatever damage he would take here. But everyone except Curity and Nightshade needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
And this is the 22, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, then
Yeah.
Vertigo can't succeed.
Yeah, I don't make it.
Okay.
Buster might make
Might.
it. Let's see about Buster.
Ivy cannot succeed. Well, yeah, Ivy cannot succeed, so.
Buster does not succeed.
Okay. Okay, so how many people are still up after another 65 poison damage?
Nobody.
Okay. So Nightshade, you have just watched like everyone but Curity go down to this this poison breath, and worse, you look as they are unconscious, you see green eyes starting to open on their unconscious forms. You had just reached out to the Mistress of the Dark and weren't able to feel her here. Or at least not close enough that she was able to grant you this this connection. But you hear there's just a moment where you hear another voice just say, "Hold on one more moment, please."
Oh, dear.
And so is Valor down as well?
Yes.
Okay.
No, not Valor. Valor's immune to the poison effect.
Yes. Well, so he's
Oh, wait.
resistant in this case.
Oh, sorry. He
It
would
has
still be up.
So it has a special characteristic, this
Pardon.
dragon, where things that would normally be immune are only resistant instead,
Yep.
and
So
things that would
that's
normally be resistant aren't.
32. He's still up.
Okay. So it would be his turn now. Things are going incredibly dire. I think at this point his instinct would probably be to rush to Curity, but
Yeah, I think that's
yeah.
reasonable.
Um,
Try to find a way out, but there's none.
right. Okay, and then Buster's down as well. You're muted, Paul.
Buster is up. He still has 38 hit points.
Oh wow, tough little guy. So it is his turn then.
Okay. Buster can get there.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to go for the multi-attack.
Okay, well, he's gonna have the start of his turn.
Yep.
He's gonna take another 24 psychic damage, which I guess he's still up, right?
He's still up. He's still
Okay.
got 14 hit points.
All right, and so so he moves in, and he should be able to get his whole round of attacks now.
All right.
And he is now out of range, but he wasn't at the start of his turn.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is the bite.
Mm-hmm.
Gets
Okay.
it.
And 18, just he's not able to pierce the thing's armor.
Okay. And then it's 2 claws.
Mm-hmm. Okay, 25 to hit will definitely hit, but it's not. It doesn't include the extra bludgeoning damage, so it's just the 11.
11 points of damage.
But it does take that.
And the second claw. 22.
Okay, also will hit, and again
Yep.
for 8.
Yep.
You can see, Nightshade, that it has certainly taken damage, right? Like you've been hurting it, but it's not even really bloodied at this point. So Nedry is unconscious. Yes. One death saving throw, please.
Vertigo. Anyway,
Vertigo. Yes, I'm sorry.
I'll make it work.
I want to make it right. I want to get it right.
Sorry, I need to click to take that damage so it actually
Okay.
death saves. There we go. Oh, just a con save anyway. That is a success.
Okay. All right, and it would be Paradise now. I would imagine she's also making a death saving throw.
Yep.
Okay.
That is a 19.
Yeah. All right. So that's a success for her as well. All right. Primrose.
No.
Okay. I think Nightshade, as you look, Primrose's body seems like it's almost starting to look like more malleable, like it's melting just a little bit. And more of those green eyes seem to be opening up. But that would make it now Garland, death saving throw.
What's the roll for
Just
that?
a Constitution save.
Okay.
Or no, it's not Constitution. It's just a D20, right? It's
Oh, well then I rolled a 2.
okay.
Actually, I think you're right.
Oh.
It's
Yeah.
the same in both cases anyway.
Yeah.
To me, but,
Yeah,
or
it is
halfway.
just a D20 for death save. But in any case, so that's another fail. So at this point, it's Curity's turn. And I think for the sake of the storytelling here, what I'm actually going to just go ahead and do is sort of just take the wheel at the moment. And Curity is looking to you, Nightshade. And, you know, she doesn't have a lot of emotion on her face, but you see her just, you know, looking to you to sort of like, I'm here with you as this is happening. But then, and Aster would make another saving throw as well. But then, Nightshade, you hear this voice again saying, "Can you focus on my voice just a bit more, please?" And I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. He succeeded.
For his death save, you mean? For Aster?
Yep.
Okay.
14.
And then 14. Okay, yeah, that is enough for this. Where suddenly you have the voice is no longer sort of echoing and quiet and is saying, "Oh, you have a couple of extras. Do you want them with you as well, the armor and the woman?"
Yes, please.
Very well. And all of a sudden, you feel as though everything about this space has just vanished and you are now falling. And then you snap your eyes awake. And and you are all suddenly waking up in sort of a courtyard in an autumn tinged forest, and all of you are waking up. And you are, those of you who were unconscious are at 1 hit point, but otherwise have no physical, changes otherwise. And standing over and among you is one of the Archfey. Specifically, the specifically it is the Lentha Nuventura, Princess of Dream. And she looks down at all of you and just says, "What's a good story without a, nick of time rescue?" And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Hey, we didn't die.
We pretty much did. That was deadly.
Yeah.
I was
That would have
getting
been
ready to
super
cast
anticlimactic
Mask Cure
of an end to a
Wounds.
campaign.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
We finally
I
did the
wouldn't.
big thing. We come back, we died
No,
immediately.
I wouldn't have done that to you. I mean, that was, I think, as you probably are aware, intended to be a very tough encounter. Yeah. So.
Tough is not the word.
But you know that thing is still out there. That is the sort of threat that is still upon your horizon. But for now, the Archfey, Princess of Dream, was able to lock onto you there in the realm of Dream and bring you out. And so that is where we will resume our adventure next week when we continue to play Dungeons and Dragons on so many levels.
So many realms and saves and dangers.
Good night, everyone.
All the time.